At first, I was going to make a video saying that the Lego movie, or the Lego Batman movie, would beat 50 Shades Darker in the box office this upcoming weekend. But then after some soul searching, and by soul searching, I mean just looking up information and Box Mojo, Office Mojo stuff, and other movie Showtime stuff, find out that I would have been completely wrong. Because while a Lego movie did make a lot of money, 50 Shades of Grey made a lot more money. Freaking perverts. But that's besides the point. My point is, I was going to be wrong and look like a total I'm not gonna say it. I'm trying to keep it clean for the kids. Anyways, once I started looking up and seeing the numbers that 50 Shades of Grey did the year it came out, did over $500 million. What the freak? $500 million for softcore porn. And the Lego movie did around about $400 million. They both came out in February of their respective years. 50 Shades in 2015 and Lego in 2014. And they roughly came about around the same time. 50 Shades was closer to Valentine's. The first Lego movie came out closer to the beginning of February. But they still did really well. But there's a part of me that still believes the Lego Batman movie can beat 50 Shades Darker at the box office. You see, the first 50 Shades movie, 50 Shades of Grey, made over $90 million, around $93 million to be exact, in the box office when it first came out that opening weekend. But there was a key point. There was very little competition. Yes, there was Kingsman, but Kingsman was a new property that didn't have a built-in audience that 50 Shades did. So granted, Kingsman still did pretty well, made $41 million that weekend and made a total of like I think over $100 million by the time it left. But if 50 Shades might have taken away a tad bit of what Kingsman would have done had it opened by itself. Also had to realize that the 50 Shades film came out very close on Valentine's Day. Like it came out the day before, like the 13th, with Valentine's Day being that Saturday. So it was just really good timing on their part. But I have a theory that the Lego Batman movie can still and somehow beat 50 Shades Darker. And here's why. You know, the 50 Shades movie, the first one, a lot of women. Yeah, I don't think there was many men. If there were men, they were dragged there. Poor bastards. But anyway, the women who saw this movie, look, last time they did, saw it in groups. I remember seeing it on Facebook and Twitter. That's not scientific at all. I'm just hyperbole guessing or whatever. But anyways, they went on to see it with their girlfriends, which, you know, could be a huge group of women. I don't know how many girlfriends women have. I'm just, like, once again, guessing here. But they went to go see it with their girlfriends, or they drag their boyfriend along to it for Valentine's Day. However, there's a little bit more competition coming up than there was last time. You see, the Lego movie also came out with little to no competition. So it pretty much dominated the box office. And the theory, and also, almost forgot, you have to add in John Wick Chapter 2. How can I forget about you, you slick son of a... And here's why I think they'll both take away from the competition. You see, John Wick 2 is going to probably be what the Expendables... John Wick 2 to 50 Shades Darker is going to be what the Expendables did to Eat, Pray, Love. Where it was this movie... I remember this whole campaign on being a man, and let's take back the theater. And the first Expendables beat out Eat, Pray, Love by like a couple $1 million. So I'm definitely seeing that counter marketing here with John Wick 2. But choosing counter marketing to an adult film always tends to fare good or better than the film that's counter marketing to. Because here's the thing, okay? Imagine a scenario, normal American nuclear family. Not nuclear as in radioactive, but nuclear as in normal. I guess I'm not too sure why they ever call it that. I just go with it. So you have this family, a husband and wife, 2 kids. The wife goes with her girlfriends to see John Wick. I mean, that'd be hilarious if that did happen. They probably would go see John Wick right after 50 Shades. To be like, oh my goodness, Keanu. Anyway, side tangent, I'm sorry. But the wife goes with her girlfriends, most likely to see 50 Shades Darker. The husband goes with his friends, or maybe a friend or two, or by himself, to go see John Wick Chapter 2. Or Friday, Saturday night, or the husband gets dragged to 50 Shades Darker. But here's the thing. The husband and the wife would get dragged to the Lego Batman movie by both their kids. Therefore, giving the theater more money than it would have given just taking those 2 or their group of friends to see John Wick and Shades Darker. At least that's what I'm thinking about. But it's going to be very difficult to predict this weekend because February tends to be a big month for radar films, and I'll do a separate episode on this sometime later on during the month. But February and March and parts of April tend to be very big for rated R films to come out and do very, very well. I mean, this trend has been going on since back in 2003, believe it or not. Most analysts and box office critics counted from the past couple of years, but this has been going on for years, at least over a decade, more than over a decade. So, having said that, this counter marketing with the Lego movie might actually cut into some of 50 Shades profits because it depends on what's happening first this weekend. Is that, are the adults going to take the kids to see the Lego Batman movie first, get that out the way, and then go see John Wick or 50 Shades Darker later on throughout the month? Or will the Lego Batman movie follow the same trend that other child movies do when it's trying to counter market itself against a more adult film? And that is, do they just not make a lot of money in the first opening weekend, but make more money as the weeks go on, because families will go to the theater later on during the month or sometime later on during the month, therefore making a little bit more money throughout the month versus the opening weekend? I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I came up with 3 different, just 2 predictions. I did have a third, but then I tossed it out because there's no way it would happen. So here's the first one. First one is 50 Shades Darker wins the weekend with around $82 million. I don't think it would get to the $90 million that it had in the first time around because, like I said, it didn't have that much competition. But it will have it this time around, with the Lego Batman movie coming around $55 million. Because the first Lego movie only made around $65 million when it first came out. So I don't see this one doing that much better, especially what's around it. And John Wick 2 comes in third with $22 million. The second scenario is that the Lego Batman movie does win with $67 million, followed by 50 Shades Darker, not 40, 50 Shades Darker with $65 million. And then John Wick comes in third again with $25 million. I know some of y'all thinking, why you put John Wick 2 so low on the list? It should be higher, man. It's a bigger movie. It's got this, that, and the other. Well, that's because A, the first one only made $14 million on opening weekend, with the only competition being that horror movie, Ouija. That wasn't even that good. I don't know how it got a sequel. Stupid movie. It's only a little higher because it's a sequel to a film that many people like and will probably make the trip out to see. And it's also kind of a cult. Well, I wouldn't call it a cult film, but it wasn't that big of a fan base of the first one. I mean, everyone who ever seen it loved the freaking movie. Hell, I loved it. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times already. And that was even before I heard there was a sequel. But it's just not. It just doesn't have the hype that these other two films have. But I still think it's going to make more money than this first one. Yes, I do. I think it's going to make about $80 million before it's over with. But I do see, but those are the only two scenarios I've seen. Because like I said, the third one is impossible. John Wick being first, hitting around 40 million. But that would mean that these three films would have to hit even around every single mark, hitting around $40 million, with John Wick being the winner at 44, Lego going in at 42, and then 50 Shades Dark would be at 40. But once again, like I said, when I look at the numbers, it just seems impossible. So that's why John Wick is going to be number 3 in all these realms. But anyways, anything can happen. This is show business, and anything can happen. Like literally anything. Anything. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I just wanted to put that out in the air, in the open, in the universe, just to see what will happen. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.